Move on to this now. The latest crime statistics reveal an increase in murders in South Africa by 1.4%. More than 21,000 people were killed in the past financial year, which amounts to 58 people a day. Sexual offences are also up by 800 cases. Police Minister Bheki Cele released the annual statistics in Pretoria today. The National Police Commissioner General Khehla Sitole joins me now live on the telephone. Thank you very much, General, indeed, for your time this evening. So you've got about over 21,000 people who were killed between April last year and March this year. The murder rate rising, I understand, for an 8th consecutive year. What is the reason for these murders?
Yeah, firstly, we do have some of these murders that are perpetrated by gang violence. We have some of them that are perpetrated by taxi violence, and there's various other modus operandi that brings about these murders. But then again, we also have other root causes like your substance and liquor abuse, because most of the incidents, they occur there. But we have responded through stabilization interventions. We have looked at the revival of the specialized units, bringing them back, like your murder and robbery unit, as well as your taxi violence. And to respond to gang violence, we also establish the anti-gang units. So, in general, though murders have become so problematic and so fearful to the communities, but we managed to stabilize them at the present moment. But we still have to reduce them further.
Yes, it certainly is of a concern, General. But another issue also is the scourge of sexual violence in South Africa, which is showing no signs of decreasing. I mean, rape is up by 1.7% and sexual assault by 4.2%. The police have in the past been criticized over their handling of these cases. What interventions have since been put in place, in particular at police station level, to deal with these?
Pertaining to sexual violence?
That's correct, General.
Okay, thank you very much. No, look, firstly, at police stations, we have put in the victim-friendly facilities. We make sure that each and every police station has got them. Then we have also deployed trained police as well as professionals from the public, and working together again with the Department of Health in order to fight that scourge of crime. From a policing response point of view, we have beefed up the capacity of the Feminine Violence Unit. And that unit has actually been doing a tremendous job, because as of now, they've actually managed to achieve 4,900 and something life sentences, and then taking those people away. But this particular crime, we can't fight it alone as the police. We need the involvement of the community. We need the involvement of all other disciplines and other organizations, simply because it's people who are related that are getting involved, and most of them, they happen within families. But at the moment, over and above the interventions that was put in place, we are now moving on community mobilization, and we're implementing community policing.
I mean, one of the hotspots, General, that have also been identified for sexual violence is educational institutions. 380, I understand, reported. Is this in particular new?
Just repeat the question.
I'm asking, General, one of the hotspots that have been identified for sexual violence is educational institutions. I understand that 380 have been reported. Is this particular aspect new?
Yeah, I think you are correct. Look, I think the educational institutions, they are also amongst those contributors. As I'm saying, you would actually expect that would be a very safe and secure environment, especially for the learners. But obviously, it has turned to be a violent institution. So criminals are exploiting. But what criminals are doing, they advance the modus operandi. If you close them this side, they get to the other side. Now it then means we need to work together with everyone, and that is why we have decided to intensify school safety. We are also going to have a school safety and as well as a campus safety summit in order to work together with Department of Education, and then we will mobilize sector policing to work together with the parents, the bodies that are managing the schools. And we have also introduced youth crime prevention, where we are working together, mobilizing young people so that they also become self-sufficient as far as crime is concerned. But we have taken note of this particular hotspot, and we are following the stabilization approach to make sure that we eradicate that crime there.
General, the picture could also be bleaker, though, because these are just preliminary figures. A proper tally, I understand, which you clarified a bit earlier on today, could not be done due to COVID-19 interruptions. These figures could change.
Yes, they can change. Remember, we've got reported crimes that are reported to us, the police. And in the presidency, they've also established the Gender-Based Violence Committee, and the president has pronounced on the gender-based violence strategy. Now, in terms of that, you will have incidents that are reported to the gender-based hotline that may not be necessarily be reported to the police. But what we decided to reconcile the two so that we work together. That's what can influence the change of the figures, because we would like to take all those particular cases so that we provide a response. But as they change, we are also going to intensify our intervention so that we solve the crime, because we want to know who are all the people that are committing those crimes. Right.
So carjacking is also up by 13.3%. General, are police adequately using their resources, for example, even in intelligence, to deal with what the Institute for Security Studies is also saying they believe is a small group of people involved in these acts? Are you adequately using the resources at your disposal?
Yes. Yeah. Firstly, let me confirm the majority of the hijackers, they are repeat offenders.
Yeah.
And firstly, I have issued instructions. The repeat offender profile is an integral part and parcel of our analysis. We have also established a modus operandi analysis center to analyze the hijacking modus operandi so that we know exactly which methods they apply. But in responding, we have intensified the 72-hour activation plan. I think that is the first response to that particular crime, so that if they hijack a car, it doesn't go even a short distance before we intercept it. But then secondly, these criminals, they are also organized criminals. We have intensified what we call the OCTA, which is the unconventional policing approach, our covert operations, where we target the big fishes. Then we have also decided to target the market, and most of the market are your scrapyards and quite a lot of other areas that are dealing with the cars that they are stripping off. So we've decided to close down on all those particular areas in order to fight hijacking, and soon we are going to make an impact like we did in the heist.
So, General Sitole, I think also one of the issues that had also taken centre stage yesterday, the former acting police commissioner, being fired following an internal disciplinary hearing into allegations of misconduct relating to the multi-million rand blue lights tender. He was not the only high-ranking official accused in this matter. Are more dismissals expected?
Yeah, let me say this to you. I think I was very clear right from the beginning that I am not going to tolerate any corruption or any violation of the law by the police in this organization. I said I would rather take the blue uniform and exchange it with the orange uniform. Whoever has committed crime is still gonna follow on the line. And here we are responding. We can't say to the public, don't commit crime and arrest the public, only to find that crime is committed within our own house. So this is part and parcel of